Hey you guys, so the other day, probably a few days ago actually, I've been sitting on this footage for a while, I saw Kenshin and BG and we had a really close fight and I won it very closely, so you know, it was very close to dying, put it that way. And so I thought I would get another fight with him or a couple fights with him and record them. And so I did get one fight at the time and then I just couldn't get a second one, and so luckily, a day or two after, I did get another fight with him, and so I compiled them together to have a more full video, because I kind of like, especially when it's somebody, I don't think I've shown any BG videos with Kenshin in them before, and so it's sort of nice when you're introducing another player to have more perspective than just one fight against them. So here we go. So the first fight is while Nutella is still 3 bananas. And there I got a huge crit heal, not that I, actually got all of that HP back, but over 1,000,000 crit heal. Kenshin following me into Sylph mode. That Dust Harvest doesn't do enough to kill the kid, which is surprising, so the kid must have some pretty good dark resistance as well. Me, I don't have anything to do here with this darn amnesia, and so I just go for a Holy Seal. Didn't seem quite time to throw a rune on. Though there I probably should have put on a guardian rune or something, but... Couple of crits there, but there's 65k crits and a 50% damage bonus, so Kenshin definitely has some decent dark resistance, either that or very strong physical defense. Could be a mixture of the two. This was after Class War, so I assumed that he had a little bit of protection against Dark, whereas myself, I have very good reduced res, but I don't have fantastic Dark resistance as far as dimensions go. I do have very nice crystals, though, so I'm never going to be, suffering that badly against a Dark bet. He's using an Amnesia rune, I think Amnesia and Heal, and so that's very... Amnesia is very consistently annoying, so it's always going to sort of, block you from having the options that you want, but in some ways, a Chaos against mages is more, I guess, annoying or threatening in certain ways, especially when the mage needs to heal, and so blocking our heals is, I guess, much more threatening in certain ways. So Amnesia can block the heals, but Chaos, it's always a little bit more iffy. I think overall, against all classes though, if I had to pick between the two, Amnesia might be better. At least in a single PvP situation. It's completely different once you start talking about group PvP and teams and stuff. But here, felt pretty good, dealing some decent damage now, 150% increase. But look at that, he's got some really strong hits going. It looks like my Guardian rune failed right there, which is sort of disappointing, but nothing new to Wartune. Here, I try to get a heal out, but he gets me. I'm down. That was a very nice job on his part. I didn't get out soon enough. I was probably a little too greedy in Sylph mode. So here, got another fight with him. He got an Amnesia just as I was casting that meteor, and I wasn't able to get to the QTE, so I end up auto-attacking a couple times here. Actually, auto-attacking several times because I didn't want to use my stun yet. I didn't want to use that heal rune. I guess I could have used a Holy Seal, but... So anyway, I was stuck doing nothing for a little bit. This time around I have my red Nutella, but I mean, it's not a huge BR difference. I have a little more HP. At this point, my dimensions were worse. I think that some of my Class Wars dimensions had worn off, so my reduced res should be a little bit worse. But his also might be a little bit worse, because we're both a few days out of Class Wars. He gets a stun on me into Sylph mode, and he blocks my next chance at Sylph mode with this Awe. So I just have to AoE and survive for a bit. Especially when it's dark versus dark and you have no time limit, these types of things don't worry me too much. It's not that hard for a mage to, with decent dark resistance, and we're both similar BR players for me to survive this kind of barrage. Not a big deal. I'm not sure how I feel about using Thunder at this point. It used up so much rage that I wasn't able to go into Sylph mode and start my double hits. So, I don't know. Not sure how good of a play that was. Maybe I should have just used Meteor. Not totally sure. Here, going for Death Harvest. Always want to reduce or increase the amount of damage that I'm going to deal with him before the Delphic, but sometimes you can't take the time to use that. You just want to go for something strong. In this case, though, I don't feel that threatened. Not that Kenshin has a lot of healing options, so against archers, I'm not that fussy about when I use Devil's Gaze. Unless they have a water pet. Kenshin has pretty fantastic double hits here. See him double hit at least a few times. There, a deflect. Not too bad though. So I'm not sure which type of deflect that was. Probably not from the influence, because the influence ones are pretty big. Guardian Rune and heal. Mage's favorite go-to. He tries to get the amnesia on me, but it isn't soon enough to block that heal. Go for the stun. But don't get it. Have a one lone option because of the amnesia, so not much I can do there. Big time damage. Look at that. Obviously eyeing my heal rune. There it is. Go for the big attack. I was hoping to get him next, but of course he heal runes as soon as he can. Decent crit there. I don't go for another skill, I just wait until the cooldown for my heal. Gets me with a basic attack down to 4500 HP. Get the heal into Sylph mode. Another big crit. He's definitely hitting very hard. One big problem against the archers is they really do hit very hard. One other player that I always seem to struggle against in Battleground is Queenie Bee. I mean, like every single time I fight her lately, it's just infuriating because I always lose to her. I guess I haven't fought her that recently, but for a while I was just always losing to Queenie. But anyway, that was very fun and a very close fight. So it's nice to have some strong fights against another archer. I should actually try and get some fights with Queenie. Lately I've been seeing her on my own team, and we chat a little bit, so maybe next time I see her I can get some more fights. I have done a BG video against her before. So here, comparing our stats a little bit, this is after the second time, not the first one, and this is just his ranking BR. But it looks like he goes for some block as well. Later on I end up reducing my block a bit, but for now it's at 24k. HP is mine's a little bit higher, but nothing too crazy. He does have that very, very high physical defense. He has big time defense, geez. So he must have some, I think I saw his armor was done as far as Holy Forge, so Red Forge as well. So I think for sure he has very, very good defense. So that was probably why I wasn't dealing as much in Sylph mode with my Hecate. I mean, he does have good dark resistance, but it wasn't anything, I mean, probably not anything too outrageous. So I think some of it has to do with that physical defense. But anyway, that's that. Big thanks to Kenshin for some fun fights, and I hope you guys enjoyed. Take care, and have a very good day.